At what point does negotiation come into play? Do we ever bring up negotiation in an interview or before the offer?
I'm gonna say no. Like the only time in this process where we kind of have some like power is after they offer us the job, but
Mhm.
before we accept. That's another reason just not to take the offer right away. It's like you have the power so briefly in this relationship, and that's where we want to like maybe ask for a bit more. Welcome to Next Job Now,
The podcast where we help you get your next job
right now. Welcome to the podcast. I'm Greg Langstaff. I'm a certified resume strategist. I've written over 2,000 resumes, and I love helping people get new jobs.
And I'm Jeff, and I have a lot of questions about getting jobs. Together, we're going to talk about all the things that you need to know about landing your next role. Today, we are talking about accepting the offer. Congratulations! Woo! You got the job. Now, we get to talk about what to do next. Spoiler alert, do not accept the offer right away on the phone.
No.
Hold off.
Most of the time, hold off.
Why? Why are we holding off?
Well, I mean, just like there's a lot of things to consider when we get a job offer. First, like when you get that good news, you're gonna be overcome with emotion. We want them to also still continue to think of us as like a careful, measured person. And then there might be some conditions in which you accept the job or not accept a job. There might be some negotiating you want to do. So best case scenario is if they call and offer you the job to say, thank you so much. I'm very excited at the prospect of working together. I would love a day or two to think this over before I give you an answer.
Now, let's kind of go back and talk about the order of operations when it comes to the hiring process.
The bed mass, if you will.
The bed mass. So walk me through the sequence from application to offer.
Okay, we apply to the job. It's going to go through the ATS scanner. They're going to look at, are you qualified for the job? Do you meet all the minimum requirements? If you're not sure if your resume is fit for that, check out our recent episodes on the ATS scanners and resumes. If you get through that phase, which if you should be applying to the job, you will, going to get reviewed by like probably someone in HR who's going to take 100 resumes and boil it down to like the top 20 or 30. The hiring manager is usually going to look through those and pick like 5 to 7 people to interview. Maybe there's like a first round screening interview, then a couple rounds of real interviews, and then they will have chosen who their top person is. They might do a reference call or two for that person. That'll sort of solidify their decision. Then they are going to offer you the job.
Now, at what point does negotiation come into play? Do we ever bring up negotiation in an interview or before the offer?
I'm gonna say no. Like the only time in this process where we kind of have some like power is after they offer us the job, but before we accept. That's another reason just not to take the offer right away. It's like you have the power so briefly in this relationship, and that's where we want to like maybe ask for a bit more.
So once we get that in writing job offer, what are we looking for?
Well, so the conditions of employment, things will be in there. Like clearly we want to take a good look through the job description, make sure it's still the thing we signed up to do. Because you can always ask questions about that, fine tune that a little bit. I know you're going to be looking at the salary, of course, vacation days, your like benefits / insurance coverage. And then there could be other things like a signing bonus, things like maybe conditions of work, like how many days you're going to be in the office or work from home, hybrid, etc. Like all those little nitty gritty things. Like if you're ever going to read a long, boring contract document thoroughly in your life, this is the one. Maybe show it to some people that you trust as well. Like this is the time to thoroughly inspect that offer.
So salary, bonuses, benefits, perks.
Yeah, conditions of work as well, like hours, location.
Mhm.
Those are like the most common things that we need to like maybe talk to them about if we're not cool with all of it.
Yeah. What are the things that we're allowed to negotiate there?
Literally anything. Like you can negotiate anything.
Can I negotiate like, hey, I don't love the social media aspect of this job. Can we like scratch that?
I wouldn't if that's what you've signed up to do.
Yeah,
Like,
fair.
but like usually we're not so much negotiating the job functions. Like in a very transparent process, that would have all been very clear when you applied and throughout the process.
Hmm.
But take a look, make sure they didn't sneak anything in there. And if you have to say like, hey, I don't, when I interviewed, this wasn't included. Salary, of course, it's gonna be
Yeah.
top of mind for folks. Vacation days. Oh, a job title. That's another one.
Oh.
Yes. So like sometimes we might want to negotiate on our actual title. If it's like an associate director offer, and you're thinking like the responsibilities of this feel very director like, or
Hmm.
maybe I'm fine with this salary. It's a little lower than I expected, but I could live with it if they'll bump my title up, which will then like help me advance in my career.
Mm. So salary is such a common one that
Yeah.
we're currently looking for, and often there's a bit of a game that's played with offers.
Yeah.
And they're gonna come at you. There's you typically be a range, right?
Hmm.
80 to 90,000.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna offer you 80,000.
Hmm.
And there's kind of this expectation that you're going to rebuttal,
Yeah.
right? And do it. So how do I know what is a fair compensation rate, and like what should I be asking for when I am responding? Do I go on the high end and then ask, and then that way that I get the most probably in the middle? Or do I take a really good look at myself and be like, wow, I'm not the most experienced. They took a chance on me because I only have 2 years experience and it required 5,
Yeah.
but clearly they want me for this role. I'll ask for 83. And then maybe that's something that they're going to get. Like, do you try to plan for the meet in the middle back and forth, or do you give them a number that's attainable?
I mean, when we're talking about like our like salary in general, like I first personally find it really important to know what you need.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a whole exercise, but like, put a couple hours into this, it'll change your life for years to come. It's like, what are my actual hard like fixed expenses? How much am I spending every month? What are my savings goals, investing goals? Do I want to go on vacation? Like, what is the lifestyle I'm aiming for look like? And then do the math. Like, how much does that actually cost? Like, you need to know your walkaway number,
Yeah.
and you like obviously can't take something lower than that. Then I'd say next thing you need to know is the industry standard.
Mm-hmm.
So like glassdoor.com/salaries. I'm big fan of using that. You can enter like the job title and your location, because salaries vary by location, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and just see like what's the standard in your area for that type of a role. That'll give you some insight to like, are they lowballing you? Is this a really good offer? We usually say like safe bet is to say something like, you could say, thank you for the offer. In terms of salary, I was targeting about 10% more. Could you meet me in the middle at 5% more?
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe you've added 5 to 6 grand a year to your salary. And
Yeah, and I think that I like the vacation aspect of it, that sometimes they're strict on salary and budgets, but asking for an extra day off, which brings a lot of value to work-life balance,
oh yeah.
that extra day might be enough for me to accept that offer.
Yeah.
Do you have any tricks for like if you need more time because you're waiting for another offer? Is there a way to delay the negotiating process without raising red flags?
Yeah, I would say like instead of asking for 2 days, ask for a few days,
Mm-hmm.
something more general than a few. Even to ask them like, when do you need to hear? And they might give you more time than you thought. um, or just like like if you really want to play the cards of like power that you have here, you can tell them you're waiting on another offer. Like this is, again, if you're a high performer if you're very confident you're gonna get a couple job offers, sure. But you might want to play the cards a little closer to the chest and just say, "Can I have a few days to think this over?" Or we're having a big family meeting this weekend to talk about it. You can buy yourself over the few days. But then if you get that offer and you are waiting on another company, absolutely tell that other company, "Hey, I just got an offer. They need an answer by this day. Do you think you'd be able to give me an answer by then?" Because then you have both your answers, and then you can put them in a little bidding war together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although, again, protecting the relationship would be pretty important there. So all would have to be handled very respectfully.
Exactly. What's a big mistake that we can make and that people might make when trying to negotiate beyond being rude and being asking for too much?
Yeah. Can I give you two examples, two mistakes?
Please.
Okay. Mistake number one is to not ask for all the things you want at once. I would say we want to bundle our requests. So if we're saying, and don't ask again too much, but maybe we pick two things and maybe it's salary and vacation. To say in terms of salary, I was targeting about 10% more. Could you meet me in the middle at 5? And in terms of vacation days, I'm coming out of a situation where I had 25. So 15 is going to be a big adjustment. Is it possible to go to 20? Just those couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you do the salary one and you're also, the job title feels maybe not quite representative of the level that this feels like it's at. Would you be open to negotiating a job title that's at a manager level or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
And they might not be able to. The bigger the company, the less likely they can change the title probably. But just asking for a few things at once is better than saying you don't want to be in the situation where you're like, "Hey, can I get 10% more salary?" And they're like, "All right, sure, you got us." And they're like, "Thank you. Can I get 10 more vacation days?" And they're like, I don't know. I thought you're kind of bleeding us dry here.
Yeah.
But on contrary to that, if you ask for something, you get a no, totally fine to be like, "Okay, you can't up my salary. Would you be able to do something for me in terms of vacation days?"
Yeah. Okay. So you can't send okay, we're going to settle this line.
Mm-hmm.
Salary, you met my needs. We've settled at 7%. Now let's talk about vacation.
Yeah.
And then job title. It's also just a pain to go back and they're probably rewriting offers because they're going to send you, "Hey, here's an updated offer."
Yeah.
So then you're like, "Oh, can you also make this change?" You've become a nuisance.
Yes.
And that's...
You don't want to be a nuisance.
Okay. Yeah, you don't want to be... That's a big mistake.
Mm-hmm.
What's your other example?
Okay. The other example is that this is the story of the only time I've heard someone getting a job offer pulled when they were negotiating their salary.
Ooh.
The person asked for more money. The company said, "Okay, fine. We will give you what you just asked for." And the person said, "Okay, actually, I want even more." And then at that point, the company's like, "Oh, I don't know if we can trust you because it seems like you're just taking advantage of us now that we raised that baseline." So essentially negotiating out of good faith or outside of good faith was the behavior that caused the company to just pull the offer altogether.
Let's talk a little bit about some red flags in a job offer.
Ooh.
And even a company.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So is this... I'm going to do a little activity. Is it a red flag or a green flag?
Okay.
Okay. Red flag.
Oh, you gave me the answer.
I'll do a different one.
Okay.
Free meals.
Oh, in the offer?
Yeah.
Oh, green flag.
Green flag.
Yeah, I know everyone's like, "Oh, Google traps their employees at work by giving them free meals or whatever that rumor is." Oh, that's pretty nice. Free meals in lieu of enough pay? No, but free meals, yeah, that's great.
Okay. Unlimited vacation.
Not a fan. Not
Not
a
a
fan.
fan.
No, because like then you're what ends up happening is like in those like the unlimited vacation days, unlimited PTO as it's called, paid time off. Um, like you end up beholden to getting approval on every single vacation day, and it's like really it becomes discretionary. So like I've heard of occasionally companies like using it honestly on the honor system, but a lot of the time it's like we don't want to owe you vacation payout if you quit,
Mm,
and we want like a lot more control about when you can leave.
yeah. If they do pizza Fridays post work.
I don't care about that one. I think that's probably just nice. Like might mean the office is good together. Like people enjoy each other and enjoy each other's company. I think like people villainized pizza like as an incentive.
Yeah.
Pizza in lieu of performance bonuses, pizza in lieu of pay raises for like standard of living pay raises. Yes, like that's evil. But like we can't just villainize pizza. It's the best.
Summer perks. That's half day Fridays.
Do you like half day Fridays?
Green flag.
Green flag.
Love a half day Friday.
Yeah.
8% in lieu of vacation.
Oh, like pay. So like your vacation payout, and then your vacation is like unpaid. I guess that's kind of how it works.
Or you can't take it.
Oh, I don't think you can do that.
No?
I don't think so.
You have to be able to
Yeah.
take
I think
time
there's
off.
a minimum mandatory vacation, but yeah, like for like part-time workers, like hourly workers. I mean, I'll just be honest, like there's probably just laws around that in various places that we are aware or unaware of.
Mm-hmm.
But that I guess green flag that they're like honoring that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 weeks vacation.
I'd say a bit of a red flag. It's kind of low.
What's a target? What's normal?
I don't know. I mean, two is like in a lot of places is the legal minimum. So I mean, know your worth. If you're brand new professional, like, and they're offering that and that's standard, then sure. But like most of the time, we want to be wary of places that are offering the bare minimum on anything, including vacation days.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How do we politely ask for a little bit more?
Okay, politely, and we want to be just direct. They already know our value. It's a little bit, I find it a little rude and pushy to be like, hey, I've got a master's, give me more.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I just used that same sentence. Thank you so much for the offer. I'm excited at the prospect of working together. In terms of salary, I was expecting, or I was targeting about 10% more. Maybe use the actual number. Would you have room to meet me in the middle at 5% more? And then you're conceding already. If it's like 100,000 offer and you're like, oh, I was expecting 110. Could you meet me at 105? You're already saying like, I'll give up my 5. You give up your 5. And that's like usually the smoothest way to just get a bit more.
All right. Any final advice for those negotiating on their contract or before they accept their offer?
I mean, just make sure it all feels right. You are going to have to stay there for a while. Like on a resume, it doesn't look good if you're not there for a year or so, especially like multiple, if there's multiple short stints, that can be trouble. So just make sure it's something you're comfortable with and they're comfortable with, because you got to maintain like a good relationship and a good like working agreement between everyone for it to be a prosperous employment period.
All right. Well, it's now time for Unusual Interviews, the segment where we ask each other questions that we hope you never get asked in an interview. Greg.
Jeff.
You have a dynamic work setup, multiple screens, ergonomic mice.
Just one. Just the one mouse.
Just the one mouse. Keyboard, etc.
Yeah.
Standing desk, treadmill. One must go. One workstation tool.
No, I was gonna say treadmill, but then I'm thinking in the winter I pretty much rely on that to get any exercise at all. So I'm gonna say the thing I would get rid of out of my ergonomics setup would be my third monitor. Yeah,
Just down to 2.
I know, brutal. Um, it's important to have like your head moving around. It just keeps the neck from getting stiff. So like having monitor, like you're always moving and my neck doesn't hurt.
Oh, I thought the goal was to just state that it was just eyes.
No, my sister, who's a physiotherapist, she said your next posture is your best posture, meaning to move is what's best for you.
Motion is lotion.
Motion is lotion.
That's what my physio says every day.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough question though.
I know you value your workstation, so
I sure do. Okay, Jeff, my question for you. You've got a new house.
I do.
What's the hardest part of having a house?
We have not put up a single piece of art. And I think it's because this is our first home and there's a sense of being there for a long time. So every hole that we put on the wall matters.
Oh.
So I think the hardest part has been, like, I've been really enjoying the like cutting the grass, like again, it's decorating it. It's making it like what is our personality and bringing in our decor.
Yeah.
And we're hesitant because we're like, that's not the right furniture for the space, which is going to change where the art goes. And
oh man,
I find that that's the hardest part. The like little projects of like fixing up creaky doors or whatever, that's fine.
All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, and we're excited for next week's episode, which is on
types of resumes. Yes, there's more than one.
There's a lot, and you got to make sure you're using the right one for you. So we're going to dive in on that next week. We'll see you there.